shaken yet standing firm.
I was not built to break.
This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Business Buzz.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz, proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance, each and every Tuesday and Thursday on Radio Cayman. Call Teddy today at 917-4860.
Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. for the Business Buzz with Sabrina Turner. Brought to you in part by greenturtle.ky. Get your new phone at greenturtle.ky. No stress, no fuss at greenturtle.ky.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Top of the morning to you, and once again, it's our pleasure to bring you another Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and we put our spotlight this morning on Direction Event Planning. Our guest is Amanda Pennington, owner and creative director of Direction Event Planning, as we put, more interest on the company, know what their services are, and find out what it takes to operate an event company. Ms. Pennington, thank you for being on our show, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, take us through, give us some background on what made you open a business such as this.
Absolutely. So I'm originally from Canada. I'm Canadian. I came to Cayman about 2 years ago. I came here temporarily. I think like everybody, you picture a little vacation, and then you come to Cayman and you realize what a amazing, incredible place it is. And I started to get involved in the community. I started to get involved with some of the programs on the island, including the Humane Society. And my background is events, so I've been planning events pretty much since I was able to work. It's always been my passion. And when I got involved with the Humane Society, I took on the project of planning their gala, their big gala for the year, and kind of getting more involved with the community, with the island, with the event. I realized that I needed to go back to what it was that my real passion was, and I loved Cayman, and I was going to stay here. So if I was going to do that, I should do my real passion, which is planning events.
Good for you, and congratulations on taking that step. So what does an event planner actually do?
So there's many aspects to event planning. I think people
and stress, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's pretty much a big part of taking that stress away from people. And I think people think we just plan beautiful parties, but there's many different aspects, everything from conception to design, communication, details. Right. A lot, especially for people who are not here, is, coordinating with vendors on island, knowing what's happening on island, being able to be the feet on the ground and connect with people and set up timelines, set up budgets, really make every little detail happen.
So is there a difference between event design and event planning? Is there a distinct difference between the two?
So I find nowadays events aren't like what they used to be. It used to be, especially weddings, it used to be very much a very typical way that things needed to be. It looked this way, it went this way. And now events, they're really very personal. So event planning is part of event design, but now it's about knowing who the person is, knowing what the person wants, and actually designing something that's for them, that's very unique and personal to them. So I went for design versus planning because it really is designing a unique experience.
So it's no longer a cookie cutter where, it's a wedding, what are your colors? And we just slap anything with those colors in.
No.
They are now themes that depicts one's personality.
It's even almost kind of faux pas at this point to be, package A, B, or C.
Right.
Now it's how can I really show me, which is great.
Now, can you explain about the various packages? But let's talk a little bit more or focus more on weddings, the packages
absolutely.
that are available.
So we kind of run on the basic packages like most companies, which is everything, from full coordination, partial coordination, and day of coordination, which really is month of coordination.
Okay.
However, we do have very personalized packages as well. It is unique. We just kind of put it in that genre. So, full planning is everything from concept to conception. Partial planning is they kind of come to you, they know what they want, but they need someone to help them make it happen. Mm-hmm. And then the month of coordination is pretty much, I've got it all planned. I've done it all, but I really just need someone on the ground. So the day of, I don't need to think about it.
Okay.
And then from there, we have other things, vow renewals and elopements, but really it's all about customizing it to each person and what they're looking for, but what level of extent of how much planning they need.
So when persons request your services, what level of service can they expect?
The best service, absolutely. We hope to say for us it's really personal. We try to do really personal service.
Right.
We really just try to be there whenever you need, whether it be running around doing errands like a personal assistant or being there to listen like a best friend. Mm-hmm. From the moment we connect and the very first reach out to weeks after the wedding or the event, we're there for anything you need.
Have you ever had any of those brides to be where 10 o'clock in the night, something sparks in their mind and they expect to call you and get you?
Absolutely. All the time. I think it's about balance, but at the same point, I'm so passionate about it. Yes. I don't mind. If you call me at 3 a.m, I'm excited to be there for you. So it's okay.
So what is the process like when someone approaches you or to hire your company for an event? What is the process like?
So really the first part, it's all about connecting. So people reach out and they pretty much want to know, what is it that we do? What is it you can do for me is actually kind of what they want to know. And it all starts with a conversation, mm-hmm. really finding out what they're looking for,
right.
who they are, and getting that general idea, which involves a pretty extensive conversation. And then from there, I do kind of a layout, a quote, an offer really as mm-hmm. to what it is that we see based on what they're looking for. And from there, we kind of decide if we're a great fit for each other. And if we are, then we move forward from there.
Now, is there a consultation cost?
There isn't. No, consultation's completely complimentary. We really believe that it needs to be a connection. It needs to be a good fit.
Right.
There's many great event planners on the island. We're not the right fit for everyone. And in order, I think, to have the best experience, we need to be a good fit. So we think that a great conversation to start should just be a great conversation to start.
You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we put the spotlight this morning on our first guest, Direction Event Planning. I am pleased to have in studio with me this morning Miss Amanda Pennington, owner and creative director of Direction Event Planning. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about eco-friendly aspects. We're going to talk a little bit more about themed events. The festive season is fast approaching. Pretty much summer is about over. Schools are reopening. Kids are going back to school. That's another topic for sure. But I mean, the holidays are fast approaching. How can you get Direction Event Planning to book your upcoming Christmas party or a just because party? Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more when we come back.
Think life insurance is only about leaving money for your family? Well, think again. Ask Teddy about products that will provide income in case of accidents or illness, here and now. Call Teddy on 917-4860. That's 917-4860.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the historical vignette series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
In the early 1900s, the sister islands enjoyed a relative prosperity, with the cultivation and subsequent exports of coconut being the primary industry, as Commissioner Sanguinetti would note during his 1902 visit.
Business seemed brisk. There has been a very large coconut crop, such as not born for years, and the carrying capacity of the island vessels to deal with the export of nuts have been shipped between October and February last.
The coconut industry would continue to expand with the expansion of plantations into large tracts of unused land.
Information from this historical vignette was sourced from Founded Upon the Seas, A History of the Cayman Islands and Their People by Michael Creighton and the New History Committee.
Radio Cayman's historical facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
Cayman National Bank has been proudly serving the Cayman community for over 40 years. With over 7 customer service centers and ATMs located throughout Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman, Cayman National makes banking easy. Whether you're out dining, shopping, or playing, we invite you to visit our customer service center, conveniently situated at Camana Bay, which offers full-service banking along with ample parking. I invite you to visit us at Camana Bay, where banking blossoms.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, and keeping their spotlight in our first guest this morning, Direction Event Planning, which is a full-service boutique event planning and design firm. They create events that are unique, style-forward, luxurious, and great for the environment while working with other local companies and vendors. Direction Event Planning specializes in all types of events with a large focus on weddings, including galas for the Humane Society, and working on getting involved with various other association. Their style is class, elegance, and sophistication, and passion and perfection is their motto. I'm pleased to have in studio with me this morning Miss Pennington telling us more. Let's get straight into the eco-friendly. Interesting. What does it mean, or what do you offer in using eco-friendly products for any event that you're retained to do?
So there's many aspects to eco-friendly, sustainable, local. A big part of the process really is reduce, reuse, recycle. It is the most predominant part. Reducing the excessive amount of things that we use. Reusing items, doing a lot of rental items, vintage decor, using pieces from other events, using personalized made pieces, and recycling. Everything should be recyclable. Everything should be reusable. We really try to work with the local vendors as much as possible. Mm-hmm. We really try to make sure that there's not excess things that are being thrown out or going into the landfill. We try to use greenery as much as possible.
Right. Now, talk a little bit about, is it the Monstera Leaf?
Yeah, so we kind of just did a little shout out to the Monstera Leaf this week because it's one of those really simple things that can be extraordinarily beautiful. It has a very long life. Once you cut a Monstera leaf, it can last up to 3 weeks.
Wow.
Which means we can really be reusing them. Mm-hmm, we can really be using them in every aspect of the events that happen over the week, or for further events, we can be passing them on to other places to keep using.
Right.
The Monstera leaf can actually also be put into water, and it can sprout and be propagated, and it can regrow. And it's one of the few plants that can do that, which is really amazing. And it has that very tropical vibe that everyone loves when they come and have a destination wedding.
Of course. Now, I know you recently did a really special themed event for the Humane Society. Tell us about, what made that event so memorable.
Absolutely. So this year was the first year that we did something very different for the gala. We did not have a sit-down dinner. We had a standing, moving around event. We had an amazing relationship with the Marriott. We had the event there at the ballroom, and we actually turned the ballroom into a giant circus tent.
Nice.
It was incredible, yeah. And we worked with some amazing vendors, and we had this moving, standing event full of live entertainment from Quintessential Movements with live food stations from the Marriott, and everything was about exploring and moving and enjoying, which I think created a lot of excitement and a lot of enjoyment, which really gets people in the mood to support the society.
Right. Definitely. And how was the reception of persons when they walked into that ballroom and saw the transformation?
It was amazing. That was one of my favorite moments of the year, the excitement on people's faces. I think it was great for people to see something a little different.
Correct.
To see just something a bit more exciting. It's all exciting, but just, a little more fun. We had great response. There were a few people that absolutely they prefer to sit down, and I think next year we'll find a balance. But I think all in all, people really enjoyed, and it was the most successful year we've had for the shelter to date.
Now, persons who want to retain your services, I'm quite sure when you walk into a room, what I see as a room and a space is not what you see as being a creative person. How do you try to describe that to someone who's not visionary, who's not a visionary person, or to be able to see a room in their head already transformed for what? Let's say a wedding or graduation of some sort.
Absolutely. So there's multiple ways. It really depends on the person. I find for me, I'm a very descriptive person. So, having the actual walkthrough, actually talking, a lot of the times you'll bring, small things, color swatches so people can really have. Doing mood boards, we're using things like, for example, Pinterest or imagery to actually create something visual for them to see. There's kind of multiple aspects between, showing and explaining to try and really just get people to have that vision. And still sometimes, they'll question you. So a lot of it is instilling trust in people as well, allowing them to know that they're safe with you, that you'll be able to do it for them.
Now, obviously, this room is a blank canvas. Or what would you do to this room to just let it pop? Understanding now that we're streaming live on YouTube, what would you do? What suggestions would you make to
go ahead.
give it its most potential?
So I think there's lots of things we could do with this space. I think this box. I think it really depends what you're looking for. For me, I picture maybe something like a intimate dinner or an intimate event. So you could do pipe and drape. Pipe and drape is the most amazing thing. There's two things that create magic in events, pipe and drape and lighting. So really you could drape the walls. You could do some amazing moody backlighting coming up to give them some light, throw a beautiful linen over the table, candle lit, some nice greenery, and the mood changes like that.
You really think that would work during election season?
Well, maybe not. All right. Change of plans.
Just for a radio station. I just wanted to get your idea on that because it is a diverse space.
Yeah.
Many topics, some as very pleasant as this and others. So creating a balance, I totally get what you want. And that's where themes come in.
Yeah.
So for those who understood the analogy, you were looking for something else. But then when we're looking at something more organic, more objective for a space, more professional looking, that's where the dialogue has to be had. And I think that's what's coming out of this conversation. You have to have the dialogue.
Absolutely.
And trust you that where you're going to make our imagination a reality.
Absolutely.
You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we put the spotlight this morning on our first segment, Direction Event Planning. We are proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance and greenturtle.ky. Now let's talk about the importance of partnering with other companies. How important and vital, understanding we are an island, pretty much unless you're using local fauna and using the scenery that God has given us. How important is it for working with other companies locally?
Extremely important. I can't do it without other companies. I can't do anything without the other vendors here on island. And I really believe that it's all about relationships, especially on an island, especially in a small environment where we all need to work together.
Correct.
You really need to find vendors that you connect with, and you really need to build strong relationships with them. That's a whole nother part that's extremely important in the process of having a company here.
Looking at locations for weddings, what are some preferred sites for weddings here in Cayman that you found?
So it really depends what people are looking for. Again, everything is personalized. I had an amazing experience at the Botanical Gardens last week, something that's, personal to me. If we're talking about myself for preference, it's extraordinary, not only what they're doing, but just the feel, the look, the ambiance, everything about it is quite extraordinary. There's a few beautiful restaurants on the island I love. Bacro is one of my favorite places on the canal there. We had an amazing experience with them. Power Flower, I don't know if you know, but they also have Flow out there. That space, amazing. They even have like a little glamping studio now. Really, there's so many incredible spaces on the island to work with, and each unique.
Right. How can persons get additional information about Direction event planning?
So there's a few ways that they can get in touch. One, we do have a website. It's currently under a little bit of construction. You can't see that, so you're going to have a new revamped one in a few weeks, but you can get a lot of information on our website. We have an Instagram account. We have a Facebook account. Email is always a great way to touch base, or if you want, pick up a phone. We'd love to chat.
Now, how important is attention to detail? It's one thing having someone that's very meticulous, or let's go back to the famous Bridezilla show that we can see.
Yeah.
But paying attention to detail, how important is that for you as an individual and respecting the request of your clients?
I think detail is everything. I think the details are what make an event so special. There are moments, I think, when things don't always go as planned in events, so sometimes we need to be flexible, but at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure every detail is exactly as it should be.
Let's talk about blogging. What are your thoughts on blogging for a business?
So blogging, we're in the process of starting a blog. We think that blogging is something that really is quite valuable, especially in a wedding planning business or an event planning business. The business is all about visual. It's all about knowing what's going on in the industry and being up to date and kind of talking about things that are happening. So for our style of business, for my style of business, I think it's very valuable. And I think it's something that's really, really popular right now because people want to hear, people want to see, people want to know what's happening behind the scenes.
Of course, and they want to see it now.
Yeah, so it's really all about showing people not just the beautiful stuff, but the tricky stuff that happens as well.
Correct. Yeah, I always like to watch those sitcoms and different reality shows, and you see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It will amaze you how they just make it look flawless, but then how much hiccups are being had or has happened for them to get the perfect shot. I'm quite sure that has happened to you many times, and you never let your clients see you sweat.
And that is really a big part of especially the day of coordination that we speak of is there's so many things that happen that people don't know. And it's just being there to kind of smooth and iron those things out because they shouldn't have to deal with that. But it's reality. It happens. It's part of the process.
Have you found any major challenges working outdoors here in the Caribbean, understanding that Mother Nature she marches to the beat of her own drum?
Absolutely. New learning curve. Always have a backup plan, including summer coverage from the rain.
Yes.
Wind is a fun thing here in Cayman. It's definitely been a learning curve. When you listen to the weather, it doesn't mean anything. The radar can change every 5 seconds.
Of course.
But I think as long as you have a plan, then you're always good. And a backup plan is always in place for us.
Stay tuned for more of the Business Buzz when we come back.
GreenTurtle.ky is easy. Get your new phone at GreenTurtle.ky. No stress, no fuss. 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman. You can even send credit overseas. Top up your loved ones at GreenTurtle.ky. If I can do it, you can do it. It's easy. Just remember, GreenTurtle.ky. 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 Top up today at greenturtle.ky.
We are Radio Cayman, and this is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I'm gonna walk them golden stairs, 'cause I know my Jesus answers all my prayers.
Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Praise time.
Jesus in the morning, for the God of the mountain is still God in the valley.
Shout with joy to God, all the earth sing glory to His name.
Praise time. Praise time.
Jesus in the morning, yeah.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Can I send a request, please?
You don't really have to ask us. Just send a request.
This is a shout out to my ex.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Cayman's Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. And if you're just joining us, in our first guest, we put the spotlight on Direction Event Planning, specializing in all types of events with a large focus on weddings, including galas for the Humane Society. And they're working on getting involved with various other associations. Their style is class, elegance, sophistication, and a passion and perfection is their motto. Owner and creative director, Miss Amanda Jane Pennington, has been our guest this morning, telling us more of what they have to offer and giving us an idea in the life of what it's like to be an event planner and running a business such as this. So what advice would you offer to the youth who will be thinking of getting involved in event planning industry? It's one thing seeing the finished product, but there's another thing in dealing with persons' requests, various personalities, and being diverse. Pretty much you have to be very flexible and understanding all at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. My recommendation to anyone who's interested is to get involved. Get involved in any aspect you can. Really, there's different event companies you can assist with, you can intern with. There's lots of aspects to events that will be helpful, whether that be working with catering or florals or decor, connecting with people, talking to people, because really a big part of it is learning to connect with people. Building relationships with people that are involved, and then kind of getting your foot in every little aspect so that when things don't go as planned, you kind of have a little bit of experience in it all.
Yes. It's amazing how much strength you have to use in order to just keep your clients calm, especially when it's that big moment, such as a wedding, because you only get that one chance.
Absolutely. I think it's a balance between staying really calm and almost disconnected from the stress. And at the same time, being emotional with them because they want to know that you feel it too.
Correct.
So, yeah, it's a really incredible experience in many ways.
What is the best way for folks to get more information about Direction Event Planning, and what would you like to leave with our listening audience this morning?
So the best way to get in contact with us is definitely either through our website or through our social media. Very simple, directioneventplanning.com. Our tags on Facebook, Direction Event Planning, Instagram, direction.eventplanning. Just check out what we're doing. Have a look. If you have any questions, all of our contact information is there. Email us, call us, ask questions. We're happy to talk about what we're doing. And what I'd like to leave people with is knowing that an event can be extremely beautiful and personal and memorable and still be environmentally friendly and still be something that you can leave knowing, that you made an impact, you made a difference, and you had the most beautiful day of your life.
Miss Pennington, thank you so much, and it has indeed been a pleasure having you as our guest right here on Radio Cayman's Business Buzz, learning more about Direction Event Planning. We want to wish you continued success.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Stay tuned for more of the Business Buzz after the 8 o'clock news, sports and weather update, when we will put the spotlight on the Bob Soto Memorial Scuba Scholarship. I'll be joined in studio by Miss Susie Soto and Mr. Rob McDowell. Over to you, Susan.
Thank you, Sabrina. Studio time by Price Right is 7:59.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Price Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
Access and information. Your community. News and information. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest news. The opposition leader says in lieu of building a cruise berthing facility, Cayman's government should look into revamping and improving the current facilities at their disposal to make passenger experience more pleasant. Radio Cayman's Angel Harris has more.
Opposition leader, the Honourable Ezard Miller, is leading the charge for a private member's motion calling for a referendum on building a cruise berthing facility.
The opposition does not support a cruise berthing facility under the current position that we have with a growing cruise industry, period.
Mr. Miller says improvements to the current tender services to and from cruise ships should suffice.
The opposition supports enhancement of what we do for the passengers, i.e., improving the tender service, whether that's a combination of the Port Authority and the private sector or whatever, and enhancing the experience of the cruise passenger on the dock and on land.
Mr. Miller says exit surveys from cruise passengers have highlighted that the main concern for them is having to wait in long lines while exposed to the elements. A problem, Mr. Miller says, could be solved without having to build a $200 million cruise berthing facility.
We should be able to, just like we do at the airport, you go through security and you wait for your flight to be called. We should be able to have a facility down there that the passengers can go through security and then they will be called to go to the direct ship. And all that the launch has to do is to make sure that the person who's getting onto this is going to the right ship. And it should be, the building down there needs to be, air conditioned and whatnot.
Mr. Miller says such a solution could be implemented right now if the government is willing. Andrell Harris, Radio Cayman News.
The private member's motion calling for a referendum on the construction of the cruise berthing facilities is expected to be brought before the Legislative Assembly during the next sitting in Cayman Brac. A 17-year-old Georgetown man is expected to appear before the courts later today for a wounding. Police say the juvenile has been charged in relation to an assault which occurred on Owen Roberts Drive last month. In other local news,
we're starting a BRAC cohort for the first time.
Exciting developments as the hospitality school at the University College of the Cayman Islands expands to Cayman Brac. On Radio Cayman's Talk Today this week, school official Wayne Jackson also said they are accepting applications from both islands for the hospitality program.
This program is fully funded by the Department of Tourism and in collaboration with the Ministry of Education. So once you're in the program, it covers pretty much all of what you need to have to succeed.
To find out more, email shs@ucci.edu.ky or call 623-0528. Turning to regional news now, St. Kitts and Nevis police have arrested 4 people and on the hunt for another they believe might be connected to the killing of a policeman there on the weekend. Carib Updates, Austin Crosby reports.
44-year-old Sergeant Leon Powell was shot and killed during an armed robbery of a bar he owned and operated in his hometown of Newton Ground. Masked bandits armed with powerful guns reportedly dressed in camouflage clothing. Masked bandits armed with powerful guns reportedly dressed in camouflage clothing entered the barn, demanded money. Police say a struggle ensued between Sergeant Powell and one of the armed men, and one of the armed men shot him several times. He succumbed to his injuries at the scene. On Monday, officials offered a $50,000 reward for information, leading to the arrest and successful prosecution of those responsible. Commissioner of Police is Ian Cooley. Cooley said that the force is taking the death of the officer as an attack on it.
Now to the BBC with the check of international news. That's it for me. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego.
BBC News with David Austin. The technology firm Microsoft says it's thwarted Russian attempts to hack information from conservative groups in the United States that promote democracy and cybersecurity. The company said it had disrupted 6 domain names set up by a group known as Strontium linked to the Russian government. Russia has denied involvement. The Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad has cancelled 3 large infrastructure projects with China because he said the country couldn't afford them. The schemes, 2 pipelines and a rail link worth more than $20 billion, were suspended last month. Venezuelans have been facing problems getting hold of the new banknotes issued by the government to tackle the country's hyperinflation. A BBC correspondent in the capital, Caracas, says there have been queues at banks and cash machines and even problems with online payments. In an attempt to stabilize an economy in free fall, President Nicolas Maduro's government has slashed 5 zeros off the old currency. Those are the latest stories from BBC News.
Access to information. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Watch out for great mobile value and exciting free gifts from Flow this summer. The Samsung Galaxy A8 is yours for as low as $43.25 a month, and you can enjoy 25 gigabytes of data, 2,000 texts, and minutes on a Flow postpaid mobile value plan. Sign up and have even more fun with free summer gifts from Flow, like air travel vouchers, movie tickets, sound systems, and more. Share your summer experiences with Flow. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply. Watch out, summer. Flow postpaid mobile plans are sizzling.
In financial news, global shares were mostly higher in subdued trading Tuesday, tracking gains in Asia despite doubts over the prospects for resolving the trade dispute between the U.S. and China. Keeping score, France CAC 40 climbed 0.5% to 5,406.69, and Germany's DAX added 0.5% to 12,388.87. Britain's FTSE 100 was virtually unchanged, slipping by less than 0.1% to 7,586.77. The future contract for the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.1% to 25,789, while the contract for the S&P 500 added less than 0.1% to 2,859.20. Minutes from the Federal Reserve's last policy meeting are due out Wednesday and could provide insights into the latest thinking on rate hikes at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump has been stepping up criticism of tightening by the U.S. Central Bank. And investors are closely watching for any prospects for an end to the trade dispute between the U.S. and China. The costly dwelling tariffs between them are causing uncertainty in global markets. Hopes rose late last week on news that China will send an envoy to Washington this month to discuss a way out of the standoff before the U.S. president and Chinese president meet in November. That's the latest in financial news here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
From happy beginnings to happy ever after,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
95% of claims settled in 5 days.
Low-cost life insurance.
And investments.
Security in retirement.
With a custodian pension plan.
For happy beginnings and a happy ever after,
visit BritK.ky or call 949-8699.
Brit K, where people come first.
Are you ready to pace yourself? The Lions Club of Grand Cayman's 7th Annual Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 15-mile walk run is Sunday, September the 2nd at West Bay Road at Public Beach. Register today and do your part to help raise awareness for prostate and colon cancer and also raise funds to help support victims and survivors in the Cayman Islands. Registration fee is only $25. For more information, visit www.lionsgcmpacce.com or call 917-7223. The Delano Hislop Memorial Journey for Life 15-mile walk run. Sunday, September 2nd at the West Bay Road Public Beach. Call 917-7223 or visit caymanactive.com to register today.
Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings. Your weather update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's new kitchen and bath center.
Pleasant good morning. Time now for the latest weather report. Current temperature is 84 degrees. Relative humidity is 83%. Barometric pressure 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78. Synopsis indicate isolated showers and possible thunder expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a tropical wave moves over the western Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers northeast of Cayman Brac, which are moving towards the west. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of afternoon showers, and temperatures will rise to the low 90s. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots with higher gusts likely in and around showers, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will occur this afternoon at 11 minutes past 1. High tide again tonight at 7:50. The sun will set this evening at 6:47 and will rise tomorrow morning at 9 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Thursday morning as an upper level low lingers over the western Caribbean and continues to support showers and some thunder.
Update after 8 is brought to you by Brand Source Home Gallery, creating elegant bathrooms with European-style fixtures and fittings.
Good morning once again, and time now to take a look what's happening on the roads. From the West Bay four-way stop, light to moderate traffic flow. Traffic is steady but flowing on the Linford-Pearson Highway, and moderate flow of traffic on Shamrock Road. Light to moderate traffic flow on Owen Roberts Drive. On Edward Street, moderate flowing traffic, as well as on Crew Road, further up on Crew Road and closer to town, steady traffic. On the West Bay Road, traffic is steady but flowing, heading to Georgetown, and from Georgetown heading to West Bay. On the West Bay Road, traffic flowing light to moderate, especially in front of the Ritz. And on Shedden Road, traffic flowing moderately. And on Northstown Road, moderate flow of traffic as well. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 as we update you on what's happening on your roads.
Did you
know that you can download free hurricane preparedness brochures from the Water Authority's website? Visit us online at www.waterauthority.ky to learn more about how you can prevent damage and minimize danger in the event of a storm. Prepared, be aware, be safe. This hurricane preparedness tip is brought to you by Water Authority Cayman, suppliers of the world's most popular drink.
In local sports, equipped with a legacy room, training area, library, and a gift shop, the Cayman Islands Olympic Committee opened its new home, Olympic House. At the event, the Olympic Committee took the opportunity to recognize all the athletes who represented the Cayman Islands in the Olympic Games throughout their history. Speaking to Radio Cayman, Committee President Donald McLean is convinced that the new facility will greatly help the development of sports in the country.
It gives us a central place where we can hold our meetings. We can do training workshops, also where the sporting federations can also utilize for meetings and workshops. So we've not really had any place like that. We're used to beg boardroom space, basically, and sometimes it conflicted with other things. And so never really had one place. So I think it will benefit the sporting federations greatly.
The facility is located at Cayman Business Park off Elgin Avenue. In sports elsewhere, star sprinter Usain Bolt says he passed up the chance to trial with clubs in Europe before accepting an offer to trial for a professional contract with the Central Coast Mariners in Australian football's A-League. Bolt trained with the Mariners for the first time on his 32nd birthday Tuesday, taking part in light passing drills and agility tests in front of a gallery of almost 100 reporters and photographers. He has pledged to stay with the club for an indefinite trial period in the hope of achieving his long-held ambition to play professional football. A year after his retirement from the track, the 8-time Olympic champion has trialed unsuccessfully with clubs in Germany, South Africa, and Norway, but is optimistic of breaking through with the Mariners, who finished last in the most recent A-League season. And the hardest lap for any swimmer is usually the one coming home. That's when they have to try their hardest, giving it everything they have to get to the finish. Singapore's Olympic gold medalist Joseph Schooling is about to discover what that means when he's not in the competition pool. After spending the last 9 years in relative anonymity in the United States, the 23-year-old Schooling is getting ready for the second half of his sporting career back in Southeast Asia, knowing he probably won't be able to walk down the street or go for dinner without being noticed. That's the latest in sports here on Radio Cayman. I'm Shanda Gallego.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
Competitive.
And the fact that it's local.
Premier local sports show on your radio. Tuesdays 7 to 8 p.m. on Radio Cayman.
Highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands.
If you would love to have your association, federation, your club, coaches, athletes, or events featured on our show, please email sportsextracayman@gmail.com. That's sportsextracayman@gmail.com. Also, look for us on Facebook.
Sounds good.
Sports Extra, tonight following the information hour.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Good morning. I am Sabrina Turner, your host here on Radio Cayman's Business Buzz, and in this segment I'm pleased to welcome in studio and be joined by Mr. Susie Soto to talk about the Bob Soto Memorial Scuba Scholarship. Good morning, Ms. Soto, and it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Good morning, Sabrina, and thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure, and I'm quite sure our listening audience is busting at the seams to find out more about the Bob Soto Memorial Scholarship. I know I am, and to understand and give some historical information and how this all evolved, and here we are. Planning for this upcoming event.
As a lot of people may not know, Bob and his wife Alida and his children he started it in 1957-58, and then they ran it for many, many years, his family and the children. So his oldest son, Rene Soto, and I were having lunch not too long ago, and we were talking about honoring him.
Right.
And so it came up to there should be a memorial because after people pass away, the new modern things take over.
Correct.
And some people aren't remembered,
That's right.
And so we wanted to try and make sure. And so we came up with the Memorial Scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
And Rene was a big help with it because he wanted to, he was very excited about it. And he said Dad would have wanted the criteria to set high, as he always strived to show and promote Cayman in the best possible light. The individual receiving this opportunity should have some level of confidence, intelligence, and integrity to represent Cayman to the public as well, because that's what Bob did.
Right.
He traveled after he got well known, and he became very famous. And they had, I believe, Skin Diver magazine. Jacques Cousteau was the most famous, and then Bob Soto was the second famous. So we need to do some work to keep that up. So we're doing that, and it will be for a scuba diver who wants to go on and become a instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be getting instructor's training. So that kind of limited it. I'm not sure that was the best idea. So we are getting a few applications,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be awarded it at the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame, which is coming up September 14th, and it's going to be an amazing show, like it is every year.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the deadline to get applications in? And, for persons who may want to throw their hand in and probably apply for being a recipient?
September 1st, because the event is September 14th.
Right.
So we're cutting it sort of close. And anybody that's out there that has any questions, feel free to call me, 916-1512, or email me at Suzy Soto, SUZYSOTO @CandyWacky. And I'm happy to answer. So I'm very excited. I've talked to some amazing young people. And I'm really looking forward to doing the award.
Now, will this scuba scholarship be offered on an annual basis moving forward?
Yes, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. So it's, trial and error for the first. And I have to thank Rod McDowell and Red Sail Sports, because they stepped up to the plate, and they're offering the course, and I'm funding the books and all the other things.
Now, can you share with us on what it means to you to see an event such as this caliber, as an International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame take place right here in the Cayman Islands? What does that?
Is that so exciting? Last night it was on TV, and it was on the other government TV channel.
Right.
And it was amazing. They showed last year's event. And what they do is they bring in these people from all over the world that are fabulous contributors to the sport of scuba diving. I mean, when Bob started in 1957, he made so many inventions, and he used to melt down metal to make buoyancy weights.
Yes.
And all kinds of amazing things people would do. People made cameras, and they would take a camera case, and then they would melt down metal again and make a camera. So much has come out of it. That's why DEMA became very well known, because the equipment, that's a huge, huge convention every year. DEMA was the equipment people that for scuba diving.
Mm-hmm.
And in Cayman, we have at the museum right now, there's still a small nibbin of a show for scuba diving, and we've You know that we've had the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame here for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that it is at the museum a little show.
Yes.
But what we need is, I'm so glad to see the Olympic Committee have a building now. And what we need is a building to house all the 90-some recipients from Jacques Cousteau on down. And it's amazing. All his sons are now inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And there's amazing articles in there from almost every one of the inductees, what they're famous for. One of them is wooden flippers. That
Interesting.
threw me. And Lonnie Haas has, from Australia, she's a famous scuba diver, and they used to do a lot of shark work.
Right.
And her suit is in there. Have you been to see it?
No, I
Sabrina?
haven't. Honestly,
you
I
need
haven't.
to see it because it's going to be taken down at the end of October.
Okay.
So everybody should get in to see it. If they don't know where the museum is, that is an amazing place down on the waterfront,
right,
at what used to be old
court
building.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was in there as a subject one time. A little bit of speeding, because when I came here, we didn't have a speed limit. So anyway, it's an amazing thing. And what they've done, they've got seamen in there, they've got pictures, and just a wonderful little museum.
Yes.
But it's so exciting to go up there, and they do feature Bob. They feature Lloyd Bridges, and then they've got pictures of Adrian Briggs, and Adrian was one of Bob's students. So he kind of watched out for him, and Adrian was also on the ship. Bob's, I shouldn't call it a ship, Bob's big boat. That was taking scuba divers, and Adrian was on there when they found Velmy Hughes' son out. He'd been lost at sea. His boat didn't come in, and they did rescue operations. They did a lot of those, and Adrian was on the boat. But Bob trained a lot of local Caymanians, and some of them are still in the business and have great respect for him. So his love was teaching others about the sea.
And that's brought out at this scholarship and this event.
Yes.
Everything is being highlighted, and to get persons to respect and honor those persons who've contributed and continue to contribute so much to the industry.
And it goes on into the environment because Bob saw people taking corals and things, and then he just went ahead and started telling people that there was a law that they can't take it. There wasn't really a law at that time. There was his law, but they did make it into law. So Bob went on and he did the marine parks.
Right.
He and Gina worked together. Gina Ebanks worked together a lot on getting that started, all the marine parks, which was not taken too kindly in the old days.
Right.
So,
but nowadays, present, we can appreciate.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And the saving of the groupers and the getting the culling for the lionfish.
Correct.
All these things are happening. So there's a lot more activity. There's a lot more work in the sea now to preserve what we've got. Like the coral restoration, when somebody comes to, I get frightened to death. Some of these big ships coming in, I think, they're practically on shore.
Correct.
Yikes. So there's so much more. I could sit and talk about it for hours. But
I can hear the passion.
I do want to mention the people, the Scuba Diving Hall of Fame that are being honored this year. There's a freelance photographer for 40 years, Stephen Frink. There's Dick Rutkowski, Wolf Kohler, and we have a man who's known as the most famous scuba diver in Europe, Boris Puratov. And he's a Russian, and he's coming all the way over with his family. I think his children speak some English, but he and his wife don't speak any English. So that ought to be an interesting venture. But they're coming all the way from Russia.
Right.
So come on out, all you scuba divers. Get with it and come and be a part of something that we have here in Cayman that is very, very special, the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame.
And that takes place on September 14th, 2018, right here in the Grand Cayman at Marriott Hotel. For tickets information, I encourage you to log on to a website, isdhf.com/2018. We'll take our first break. When we come back, I'll have lots more questions to ask Miss Susie Soto leading up to this event. Again, we're putting the spotlight on the Bob Soto Memorial Scuba Scholarship. Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more.
GreenTurtle.ky is easy. Get your new phone at GreenTurtle.ky. No stress, no fuss. 24-hour delivery in Grand Cayman. You can even send credit overseas. Top up your loved ones at GreenTurtle.ky. If I can do it, you can do it. It's easy. Just remember, GreenTurtle.ky. 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 Top up today at GreenTurtle.ky.
Tune in to Radio Cayman every morning at 7:20 a.m. for your daily weather update. Proudly brought to you by Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. With over 47 years of experience, they'll get the job done for you on time. Free estimate. Miller's Plumbing and Accessories. Call them at 949-4709 for a free estimate.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz that is proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance and GreenTurtle.ky. The Business Buzz is brought to you every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 until 9 a.m. And this is our second segment as we put the spotlight this morning, and welcome in studio with me, Miss Susie Soto, here telling us all about the Bob Soto Memorial Scuba Scholarship and inviting and getting the word out to persons to attend the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame that's scheduled to take place on September 14th right here at the Marriott Hotel. This memorial is to honor, the love Mr. Bob Soto shared and his passion for the dive industry, and to also pay respects to all of persons who continue and highlight all of those inductees. And we're going to talk a little bit about the local inductees this year.
Yes, well, again, try and get up to the museum because some of the local inductees are up there as well right now. And Captain Marvin, I believe, was one of the last that was up there. That was wonderful to be there and see that. So, Captain Marvin, with the boating. So a lot of the people that we know and love that started in the boat business as well. So some of that for the local inductees is there.
Is there?
Yeah, and that's interesting. And then, as I was saying, they have Lloyd Bridges there and the shark suit that amazing woman from Australia wore, and it's very, very interesting. But the first pair of wooden flippers, that blew my mind away. And then the camera cases, I think there's some from Cousteau that's there, and I just can't remember quite now all of the amazing items. But I'm hoping one day we'll see all of these items are in storage now, been in storage for years.
Okay.
To
They
be
need
put
a
up.
home.
They need a home.
To be
Thank
displayed.
you, my dear Sabrina. Thank you. That's a good word for it. A real home. Yeah, real home Hall of Fame.
Now, for those of you who just may be hearing about this scholarship, the memorial is to honor Mr. Soto's love of the sport, and it would be fitting to award a scholarship to deserving young Caymanian who shares the same passion to further their scuba training. Now, requirements must have scuba certification as the scholarship is to go on to instructors training. And you know, this is only should be attracted to those persons who have a fond love and passion for the scuba dive industry.
Right. There is also we're very lucky to have Central Caribbean Marine Institute in Little Cayman, who we're big fans of Bob, and we supported that greatly. And they have taught, I believe it's 40 of the young people from John Gray High School over the years, and I think there's 40 of them who are trained scuba divers, have certificates. So I was hoping to get some of those applicants, and maybe they're getting back to school now, maybe people coming back from vacation, but get with it because the deadline is September 1st, and I am excited about it. They do a lot of amazing work over there in Little Cayman.
They do.
Yes.
And we featured them a number of times there, and it's amazing to see how they're evolving, even with technology, and bringing live streams to classes.
Yes. But that is true. That's why I'm saying there's so much more work available for young people in the sea.
Correct.
I interviewed one gentleman one evening about 3 hours, and he said he tried working in an office with a coat and jacket, and he said he did it for a year, and that he just couldn't stand it. All he could think about was getting outside and getting in the sea. So there are those drawn to the water and the sea.
And you have to respect it.
I will also say my husband, when he was 80 years old, was told that his joints were that of a 26-year-old. So there were health benefits as well.
It's a win-win.
Clean living, scuba diving. It's an amazing, amazing sport.
Now, in your opinion, what can we all do in protecting the sea environment? Your opinion.
Wow. Well, that is a question that's getting very political right now, or has been for a long time. Saving the sea, doing your studies, saving the 7 Mile Beach. I have to mention this. I am concerned about the new dock. Is that where you were trying to take me?
I'm just looking at the sea environment. No, don't go there.
No, don't go there.
Plastics and just people respecting the marine life.
Everything in the sea. And respect the fish's home. Remember, each coral head is a home to a group of fish. And you're their visitor. You are there visiting in their home. And you need to behave like a good guest. So that's how I always said it. But have you ever had a dream like you were floating across a room or floating down a street by yourself? Have you ever had that dream, Sabrina?
I can't say I have, no.
Oh, it's an amazing dream, but that's what it's like, scuba diving. You're free. You're down there. You're free. Your body is free. It's like floating in the sky. It's just an amazing feeling. But when you go there and you see all the creatures and all the beautiful corals and everything, we still have a lot of it here in Cayman. And Little Cayman is amazing.
Right.
Thank heavens we are still preserving that and preserving places around Grand Cayman. And so do everything you can to preserve it. And stop catching fish like parrotfish. You don't need to be catching and eating parrotfish. They help to build our sand beaches. Come on, and we do need to get rid of, there you go, the lionfish.
Right.
Get rid of them. And so just respect the sea and have love for it like you would your best neighbor.
Thank you. Great words of advice. Now, what can be done to encourage more young Caymanians to get into the scuba diving field?
I don't know. We all are all encouraging it. And I do believe the Central Caribbean Marine Institute is the one group that is really working hard to get these young people in. I didn't realize they trained 40 people. And so I think that's an important thing. And these 40 people, I could, I know not all of them would be interested, but whoever. I've seen these kids go over there and be diving and learning about the fish, get so turned on and excited. And also Guy Harvey's doing a lot for promoting this with the young people. So we've got two really good entities here. All the scuba diving, Red Sail Sports encourages the young people. Anyway, so talking about it and having them go out on that, what do you call it, the submarine?
Atlantis?
Yes, Atlantis. That's a wonderful thing. Go out and look at that. Get into the sea. You'll feel better.
You'll have a more respect as well with how you're out there partying plastics in the ocean and just respecting the ocean.
Yes.
Now, I think there's a book available as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes. You should read it. It's called Extraordinary Adventures, Bob Soto, Scuba Diving, Scuba Pioneer, and it's selling quite well. You can get it, I think, a few places around the island.
Right.
I know Books and Books have it, and I think perhaps Hobby, no, not Hobbies and Books, Book
Nook has it,
and some of the
it's
dive
also
shops
at the museum as well.
And at the museum's doing a great job there with the book. They're all signed copies there too.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah. Okay. So go to the museum, go up and get a book.
We'll take our final break for the morning. When we come back, we'll repeat our contact details and just let you know how the application process works for the scholarship, where they are available. Keep it locked to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz for more when we come back.
Hi, my name is Diane Manderson. My agent, Teddy Clayton from Pan American Insurance, was there for me from day one of my accident on October 2017. And up until now, I have been compensated for my pain and suffering. I would recommend Pan American Insurance. Contact agent Teddy Clayton on 917-4860.
Country classics.
Well, I was born to coal miner's daughter.
On the road again. They're gonna put me in the movies.
Papa Top again.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Well, I love her in
Country classics.
Young love, first love.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table.
If you enjoy classic country music, come hang out with Radio Cayman this Saturday, 3:30 to 6 p.m.
In the Mississippi cotton picking Delta town.
This Saturday afternoon, following American Country Countdown, 3:30 to 6 on Radio Cayman.
Just walk on by. Wait on the corner.
Country classics.
Hello, Cayman. My name is Talia Green. I'm your contestant number 1, representing Georgetown.
It's Leticia Bush. I am contestant number 2, and I'm representing Bordentown.
Contestant number 3, Trinity Dixon, representing Bordentown.
My name is Aaliyah Harrison, and I'm representing the beautiful district of West Bay.
I'm Caitlin Seymour, contestant number 5, representing the district of Bordentown. You're listening to Radio Cayman.
Join us on August 25th for the 30th annual Miss Teen Cayman Islands pageant held at the Lion Center.
Be there! Be there!
Girl, anything I can do just to make you feel alright. I just had to let you know you're fine.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz as we keep the spotlight on Bob Soto's Memorial Scuba Scholarship. That takes place at the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame, September 14th at the Marriott Hotel. Now, the scholarships are available to Caymanians or status holders with a scuba certification, and applicants must provide an essay that explains their interest in diving, their future goals, and what they hope to contribute to the scuba community in the future. The deadline for receipt of these applications is September 1st. Scholarship applications are available at info@redsailcayman.com or Susie Soto at CandyWacky. CANDW.KY. It's a pleasure to have Ms. Soto in studio giving us some historical information and telling us and promoting this upcoming event.
Yes.
And we're really encouraging.
I'm happy to talk to any of these young people.
Right.
I'm having, I think, the best time talking to some of them on the phone. So give me a call at 916-1512 as well. And I'll try and answer any questions you may have. But don't be frightened of the essay. And for heaven's sake, kids, get your applications in. I know some of you working on, don't stress over them.
Right.
It's just come from your heart. Just put in what you feel from your heart. And go down and see the display. If I could just take groups there every day, I would take them. Peggy, the director there is just wonderful. Has been a big help. And I want to thank a special thanks to Miss Rosa Harris, our amazing director of tourism. Thank you. She helped me recently with something very, 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 very tender. And so we'll be having that at the function on the 14th. So I want to thanks to the Department of Tourism and Gary excuse me, Gary, but thank you. He's such a wonderful young man that we're working there doing the events. He's been a big help. So got some wonderful people at the DOT that's able to answer any questions.
Okay.
And to get your tickets, you can call them, email them.
And that email is isdhf.com/2018. Again, that's all for the upcoming International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame that was formed in 2000, joining by the dive community and the Cayman Islands government to honor pioneers promoting Cayman's tourism product and to build Hall of Fame. This will take place on September 14th. It's a Friday evening at the Marriott Hotel. And, it's a time to meet and mingle and discuss and reminisce.
Well, it's hearing the amazing stories.
Exactly.
The amazing stories of these people and getting to meet them and say welcome. And maybe we can't say welcome to the Russian gentleman and make them all feel welcome into the Cayman Islands. And who knows, it's a wonderful feeling. I also want to thank Red Sail Sports and Rod McDowell. He is a real gentleman. He's been by my side here with all the paperwork and everything. Mm-hmm. He's just been amazing. And I want to pay a special thanks to Ron Kipp as well, who's out there maybe not feeling the best. And just he's been a big promoter. He did a lot to promote Bob Soto's diving when he bought it in 1980.
Yeah.
And
Kathy Churches and Guy Harvey are also big supporters as well.
Yes, Kathy Church. Yes, the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame. Leslie Leaney, who is the director, I think, the executive director, and then Tom Ingram, who is head of the DEMA, and is another amazing individual promoting scuba diving and keeping it alive. And he does his big convention every year.
Right.
That's a tremendous thing. That's the DEMA's, the Diving Equipment Manufacturers Association. And so he's here. Tom is here, will be here, and all the big wigs in the diving industry.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
And some of our local honorees and their contribution to the sport, too numerous to name, but a few recent ones are like the likes of Kim Jackson, Adrian Briggs, Gladys Howard, Nancy Easterbrook, Captain Chucky.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and Marvin Ebanks and Kent Aldemeyer. The government collaborating with you all are also big supporters of this because it is one of our pinnacle of our tourism products.
Last year, I was glad to see Kent get his be inducted into the local Scuba Diving Hall of Fame.
So this year,
gave a wonderful speech.
Right.
Just
this year
wonderful.
plans to be a very, very interesting evening, just as it has for other years.
Yeah.
But the message here that we want to send is to get people to know about the event, to get those persons who are interested in being one of those for scholarships.
Sabrina.
It's true.
Look where we live.
It's
we
true.
live in the most beautiful place. I think we live the best place on earth.
Any closing words that you'd like to leave with our... Oh, we have a caller? Oh,
great.
Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yes, good morning. Did you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay, I've been listening to the radio this morning, Mr. Soto. I want to say that I worked for him for, I would say, about 5 years diving. My first job with Soto and it. And this was the best diving operation I ever been on, working for the time. Then I ran on my own business. But I want to say that I got into the Hall of Fame 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, something like that. My name is Noel Patrick Evans.
Oh, yes, Noel Patrick Evans. You're in my book as well.
Okay.
Did you read it?
No, I didn't.
Oh!
I live in Cayman, you see.
Oh, no, my darling, they're available over in the Brac, too.
Okay, I'm going to try to find it. Which part you can get it in the Brac?
Oh, well, I think Hio's shop. I think Hio had some.
Okay.
And but I'm sure we could always arrange to get one to you from the museum.
Okay.
Anyway, you come on over here. Yes, so Bob spoke so fondly of you.
Okay, I will.
And it's so nice of you to call. It does my heart good this morning.
Yes.
He started and he encouraged a lot. I didn't realize, yes, you did open your own scuba diving business.
Yeah, it was Quabo.
Quabo, that's right. Wow. How the years have passed, Patrick.
I know. And what gets me was when I first saw him, I went to about getting a job. I just had an open C card, and he said, look at it, and he said, you got to get some more, and then come back and see me next week. And I went to Key West, and I did a YMCA, teaching assistant.
Wow.
And I came back, and I got it, and I showed him. He said, well, you can start. That was Saturday, and he said, you can come in first thing Monday morning.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Do you remember Darby Bodden from East End, Darby?
Yeah.
Darby was one of my young men that I had. Bob trained him and got him to go away and get instructor's training. And, unfortunately, we lost Darby, but he was wonderful. And actually, Jacques Cousteau was here in secret at my place. And I had a diver also from California, and Jacques wanted his guest to be taught to scuba dive. And I said, well, which one do you want to teach you? And he chose Darby, which was my choice, too. And I was so tickled. From then on, we were fast friends. But I'm so glad you took the time to call. And how is diving over in the Brac now?
It's fairly good. It's very, very good, really. Not fair, but very good, because a lot of divers come in here. And but I never dived for a while, because I was doing some fishing and stuff like that.
Well, get them to stop taking the parrotfish, please.
Yeah, well, that's a hard job,
I know, but I mean, why the parrotfish? They're so pretty.
Yeah, they're the easiest thing to catch at that.
Oh, boy. So thank you for telling me that. I just can't fathom it. We never would catch them and eat them.
Yeah.
So,
well, anyway, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. If you know of anybody, please, Patrick, send them over. Call me at home anytime, 916-1512. And the deadline is September 1st. And I'd love it if you would come over and attend one of these functions.
Well, I would like to come myself, because I would like to give a speech about it,
Yeah.
But it's another man that used to work with me for a long time, and his name is Arne Ebines.
Oh, yes.
I would like to see him, because when I got mine, I tried, but he was in the island. He was living in Florida, but he living in Cayman now.
Yeah. I don't see him. I'm not sure of him.
He living in North Side.
Oh, okay.
But I'll be coming over in the next couple of days.
Well,
okay.
you give me a call. Come on over and visit. I'm in West Bay.
I will.
I work with catboat gentlemen.
Thank you so much, caller. All the best to you over in the BRAC. Are great supporters to the Business Buzz, and definitely
and
Radio
look forward
Cayman.
to seeing you come.
Definitely. Ms. Soto, what would you like to leave with our listening audience this morning? Again, if there's anything you would like to, drive home the importance of protecting our marine industry and, just respecting for those persons who've contributed so much to the scuba industry.
Well,
here.
God has blessed us with the greatest place on earth for the water. The land is fine, but the water is exceptional. And what is in it and around it needs to be protected. And we need to save it for our children and our children's children. And we need to step carefully with whatever we're doing in the sea. And we need to, as I said before, respect their home, respect little fishy's home.
That's right. Again, it has been a pleasure. And for those of you who may be interested in getting additional information about the Scuba Scholarship, go on, and the deadline is September 1st, and you can email and get additional information at redsailscayman.com or Susie Soto at candw.ky. Ms. Soto, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you to Cayman Radio and Cayman government, all they've been doing, and their support of the International Scuba Diving Hall of Fame. That they everything they do. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. To your listening audience, thank you for your continued support and your contribution to our proud sponsors. Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance. Give Teddy a call today, 917-4860. And greenturtle.ky. Get your new phone at greenturtle.ky. No stress, no fuss at Green Turtle KY. It has indeed been a pleasure. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. Thank you, Susan, our producer. Great teamwork. Until Thursday, have a safe and fabulous Tuesday.
Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. for the Business Buzz with Sabrina Turner. Brought to you in part by greenturtle.ky. Get your new phone at greenturtle.ky. No stress, no fuss at greenturtle.ky.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz. The Business Buzz, proudly sponsored by Teddy Clayton of Pan American Insurance, each and every Tuesday and Thursday on Radio Cayman. Call Teddy today at 917-4860.